Hey guys, welcome back to STA Farms. If you're new here, I'm Brandy and this is Erin. And today we're up here at our strawberry bed and we want to give you an honest and real update on it.
Yeah, we got some good news and we got some bad news. But we had quite a bit of interest after our last video on how things are doing, and that's what we want to show you. Okay guys, if you haven't seen our last video of us making the strawberry bed, be sure you go back and check that out. I will try to put a card in this video or a link down in the description. But we had this severely neglected, completely overgrown flower bed. We hadn't touched it for, what was it, Brandy, 4 years?
At least 4.
Yeah, so, and it had been an eyesore and we had had enough. We had planned on doing something with it the last 4 years and never did. And I'd always wanted a strawberry bed because I remember growing up, my grandparents had one and the strawberries were by far the best that you ever eaten. But anyways, so we cleaned out the bed and we built a raised strawberry bed. So the bed that we built one raised bed. It is 6 feet long and it is about 30 inches wide. And it stands about
11, 12.
Is that 11, 12 inches tall? Yeah, about 11 or 12 inches tall. So after we got our bed built, we done a layer of mulch because we wanted the soil to drain really well. So we done a layer of mulch and then we done soil. Now, it's very important if you do this for the soil that you use. And we've learned this the hard way in the past with raised beds. You do not want garden soil in raised beds. The soil that you buy like at Walmart, your local home improvement store, whatever, you can buy garden soil. That soil is designed for you to put in the ground, in your garden, mix it in for plants like that. You want actual raised bed dirt or raised bed soil, depending on how it's worded. That has worm castings in it. It's basically mimics everything being in the ground to where stuff does better. And we can attest they do a lot better if you had the proper soil in the raised bed, because it's not like having them in the ground. And we'll touch on that a little bit more here in a minute on something else. We bought 10 Ozark Beauty bare root strawberry plants. And the reason we went with Ozark Beauty is I'd consider it an heirloom, wouldn't you?
It is more of an heirloom.
Yeah, it's an old time variety. I'm pretty sure that's the variety that my mama and papa had when I was growing up. But we got them put in the ground. We got a chicken net over it because we free range our chickens. We want to make sure the chickens didn't have access to it. And we have waited. And we are super proud of the results, at least mostly. Wouldn't you say, Brandy?
Yes.
So
we've done good.
Okay, so that's the recap of what happened. Now I'm going to let Brandy give an overview of how things are doing now.
Okay, guys. So we have 7 plants that survived. 6 of those plants are doing exceptional and are thriving, doing really, really great. We have one down here in the corner that has some kind of, I don't know, some kind of bug or something has eaten on the leaves, and we haven't quite figured out what that is. It's still doing good, but we need to figure out what we need to do to help it thrive better. So if you notice in this first section, we have 5 in it that made it really well. And on the other side of our T-post, we only have 2. So we planted 5 over here, but 2 of the slips did not come up. And then the third one, I accidentally kind of squished it when we went to cover them up for a frost one night. So that was my fault on it. But a 70% success rate is pretty good in my opinion. And we're proud of what they're looking like. If you look closely, you can see on a couple of them that they do have some berries on them. Now, we're not expecting to get a huge harvest off of this year, but just the fact that they're producing berries tells you that they are healthy plants.
Okay, guys, so that's how our strawberries are doing. Now, we learned a big lesson with these strawberries. We did not realize how much water that they needed. So, watering is super important anytime that you have raised beds. And Brandy, as you can see, she's watering them. We got some rain last night, but honestly, it wasn't very much. You can look at the soil here from where she has watered compared to what she hasn't. I think it's gonna show up on camera. It was just dried out, and it's very important that you keep these fully watered. So whenever you plant anything in a raised bed, it's not like having them in the ground. The roots can't expand and find moisture elsewhere. They dry out a lot quicker, basically is what it amounts to. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a layer of mulch so the soil drains, and you need that for a raised bed. But what that also means is you gotta water more if you're not getting rain. And here in central Kentucky, we're almost in a drought, I guess, aren't we, Brandy?
We are borderline drought. Yes.
Yeah. So, Brandy is watering them. She does this. How often do you do this, Brandy?
About every other day.
About every 2 days?
Every other day. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, strawberries, they need consistent moisture. Not drenching, not drying out. And as you can see, Brandy's got the hose on. Not full blast, but enough to where it will water. Now, when she waters around the plant. And then she will go back and she'll water basically the whole bed. And that's just to try to retain moisture. When we first planted these, we didn't do that. We didn't check them as often as we did. And they started kind of looking kind of bad, didn't they?
A little rough.
Yeah. And then we figured out, hey, that ground looks awful dry. And once we started watering them, they came out of it. So yeah, watering, very, very important if you have them in a raised bed like this.
Especially if you have them in pots. They dry out super fast that way.
Yeah, I personally, of course, other people might have a different opinion, but we bought two, as you've seen in our video when we made this bed, we bought 2 strawberry plants already potted in a hanging basket, and they honestly wasn't worth the money. They just won't hold water.
Those baskets will not hold water, so we're having to water those about every day right now.
Yeah, and I don't know that they're going to make it. We need to transplant them or do something else with them.
Yeah, we do. All right, guys, so that's our bed, our strawberry bed, and our progress. So I'm proud of how they're looking.
Yeah.
I don't know, are you?
Yeah, because we had tried strawberries in the past, not in a raised bed like this, and they never have worked out. Now, as we said earlier, the hanging baskets, no, they're not. That was a waste of our money.
Yeah, the baskets were.
And that might just been us, but I never dreamed when did we do this? A month ago?
Right at 4 weeks now.
Yeah, so I never dreamed a month ago, whenever we put these slips in, that they would be this green, and we'd have, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5
berries
little berries
already.
Yeah. Because the Ozark Beauties, they're an ever-bearing strawberry, and we're not expecting very many strawberries this first year.
Right.
I mean, the first year is more about root development than it is about fruit production, really.
Right.
And that's why we bought the hanging baskets, because we thought we might get a mess or 2 of strawberries out of those, but I think we'll be lucky to get a handful.
Yeah, we've gotten 1 berry off of it so far, and Casey ate it.
Yeah. So I never dreamed they'd be doing this well. And now, just kind of a tip: if we had bought strawberry plants instead of the bare roots, they might be further along. But quite honestly, the number of plants we need for the size of bed we wanted to build would have been quite a bit of money. So, and we couldn't find the Ozark Beauty. I don't remember what kind it was, but it wasn't the Ozark Beauty.
Right.
And we wanted a more old-timey heirloom type berry. So that's why we went with the bare roots, and they are doing, I think this overall is a win. Even though we lost 3, 4, 2.
We lost 3.
Lost 3. We got some bug damage or something on the one that we still got to figure out.
Yeah.
But for us, I think this is a win. I think this would be a win for anybody.
Right, I think so too. I mean, 70% is really good.
What?
70% success rate.
Oh, yeah. That's better than I do in school normally.
Right.
So,
Exhibit A.
Yeah. So, hey, we passed. So, but yeah, it looks really good. And it just I'm excited. The one thing, and I have absolutely no idea nor experience on being able to do, is I wonder if we could take these berries and like grow plants from the seed or
Harvest the seeds from the berries,
something.
or I
I
don't
don't know how
know.
you do that, but
We'll have to research that and see what we can figure
the,
out.
the one thing I do know is the seeds are on the outside, but how
Yep.
you grow, I think most of them are what they call it, propagated or
Propagated.
from like runners or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
it might be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, if you fail at it, you fail at it because, you know, but hey, you might make it. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
So,
see.
Yep.
We'll see. We will research that and go from there.
Yeah, but yeah, you're
We'll
right.
keep you updated too.
You're right. 7 out of 10, 70%, and
Yeah.
just as green as they are.
Yes.
And folks, like we said, water. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
not fertilized or anything because we used the correct soil this time.
Mm-hmm.
But water, very, very important.
Yes.
With the water, keeping them moist.
Yep.
So yeah. So overall, I think they've done really well. And in full disclosure, all honesty, I don't know if Brandy's on board for this because I've not mentioned it to her yet, but I'm so excited with how these strawberries are doing. I'm wanting to fill this whole flower bed out with more raised beds and strawberries.
I would like to do that too. I mean, we've got a good,
Yeah.
probably
Like if you look,
20 feet.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
and we could put probably at least 2 more beds that same size.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would build it. I would build it to the size that we had. But you know, I would say when we planted these, it was recommended that you put them about a foot apart. And so if we got 10 per bed, we could have at least 30 more
Yeah.
plants or
Yeah.
more. So, but that's something that I would really, really like to do if Brandon's on board with it, because if we do the raised beds and keep them clean,
Right.
we won't have to worry about this area growing up. So,
And going back to those hanging baskets, you know, that may be something that we do here in the next few weeks is we build us another bed and we, transplant the hanging baskets into the bed. So
do you remember what kind they were that we bought?
I don't remember what kind they are. They're not Ozark Beauties, but
Was the strawberry any good though?
it was pretty sweet. It was all right.
Yeah, that's the problem that you run into with the modern stuff in anything. And we talked about it before in our videos with tomatoes, with peppers, with corn, especially tomatoes, your more fruity type stuff. They just don't have the flavor.
Right.
And I don't, honestly, we want the flavor. We would rather get less yield and more flavor because we're not doing this to sell. We're doing this for our own stuff. And if we have extra, we can give to friends and family. I would love, love, love to be able to get enough strawberries where we could do some strawberry jelly. I love strawberry jelly.
Yeah.
But if we had a good mess just to eat, you know,
Right.
And
the strawberry jelly may come next summer.
yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, super proud, super excited on this, and hopefully in maybe this fall we got even more strawberry
Fingers
plants.
crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. So guys, listen, we hope you got something from this video. If you've thought about doing strawberry beds or anything like that, I promise you, if we can do it, you can too.
Right.
It's just persistence, and the main thing, water and soil, right soil and water.
Right. So guys, if you haven't already, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.